Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Catherine and this is So Much Sewing. So Much Sewing is all about sewing. It's all about home sewing. It's all about sewing clothing for my wardrobe, for my body. It's about my fitting issues. No, let's call them fitting adventures, not issues. My fitting adventures and just my sewing adventures in general. So if you are obsessed with sewing like I am, I hope you'll stick around. If you haven't subscribed yet already, then I would appreciate it if you please would do so and click the like button. But the main thing is that you watch my video, hopefully right through to the very end, and that you come back and see me again next time. And to my returning viewers, thanks so much for coming back to see what I am up to today. Today I am talking to you all about the Tacara shirt dress by Seamwork. When I first got back into sewing, I forget when it was, 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it was just before the old COVID thing hit us. When I first got back into sewing, I got a Seamwork subscription, which I think a lot of us do. And I did find it really useful. I did download the free patterns every month and I did make up a couple of them. However, it was before I lost my weight and I was also newly back into sewing. So I was, confused about sizing, what sizes I should make, what size I actually was, that sort of thing. So what happened was that I made up the Reggie dress and also, what was it called? The Georgia. I made up both those dresses and I made them far too big for me. I was, still in that stage where I wanted everything far too big because that's, I wanted to disguise my lumpy bumpy bits. And also I do believe Seamwork patterns do make up large. I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. That's been my experience and I think I've seen that in other reviews online as well, that Seamwork patterns do make up a little large. So the items that I made were just ginormous on me and I wasn't happy with them. I do still love those dresses, the Georgia and the Reggie, and I will revisit those and make those again, especially the Georgia. I think that is just really, really gorgeous. And, I think that would suit me if I made it in the right size. I recently popped back on again to Seamwork and they had a offer where you could sign up for 3 months for X amount of dollars. And I did do that. Incidentally, I also did and I can't remember what it's called now, so I'm just going to pop away and find out what it's called. I did do their Design and Plan Your Wardrobe course, which I found really a lot of fun, and it did help me sort of figure a few things out, but that was 3 or 4 years ago, and I think it's always a good idea to revisit that kind of thing every now and then. I know Alex Judge Sews is doing a curated closet series at the moment where she's going through and curating what she has in her closet now and what she would like to make, what she can get rid of, just sort of streamlining her wardrobe a little bit for autumn. Also, Sarah from Knotty Gnome, I see, is also doing the same thing, and I suppose a lot of people do at the change of seasons. But I found their course really helpful and, like I say, a lot of fun to do. So I might revisit that again at some stage. But so I joined up again for 3 months. Tacara Dress was one of those dresses. I really like the cocoony shape. Now, I was talking earlier about how I made the 2 dresses, the Reggie and the Georgia, and they were too large on me. They were really swimming on me. And I talked about the fact that I hadn't figured out what sizes to make. What I have realised recently is that I really do prefer an oversized fit. I've never been, I suppose when I was very young, in my early teens, I did wear some figure hugging outfits because, as a 16-year-old, you can do that. Well, you can do it at any age. I'm not saying other people can't do that, but for me, figure hugging is not a thing. It's not something I've been comfortable with for many a year, and so I prefer an oversized fit, and that's, you know, been a big realization for me, especially getting back into the sewing journey and watching other people talking about their fit and how they often adjust sizes, adjust patterns down because of wearing ease, what have you. I'm garbling a bit now, I realise, I'm sorry. But yeah, cut us a long story short, I like an oversized fit. That's me, that's what I like. So this Tacara is really right up my alley. It's, you know, not huge and swampy on the body. You can see the line drawings here. Yeah, this is the standard sort of size fit. Seamwork do sort of a misses fit and a curvy fit, and you can see the silhouette of the body through those line drawings. And I mean, that's not too oversized and swampy. The length is above the knee, so, you know, it's not too much fabric. So I thought I would give that one a go. Oh gosh, I don't know if you can see the trees blowing out the window. It is blowing a gale here today. Spring is being its unpredictable self, and actually today I got back from Christchurch. I had been down to visit my granddaughter. I spent a couple of days with her on her first school holidays, and we did some fun things, so that was really amazing to spend some time with her. And I've got back today and the weather is absolutely atrocious out there. Look at those trees blowing. Still, I heard from my sister when I left Christchurch it started hailing and blowing a gale down there as well, so it seems to be all over New Zealand at the moment. Anywho, this is the first version of the Tacara that I made. I made it in this blue. It's coming up a lot more sort of a purpley, brighter blue on screen than it is in real life. It's very much a deep navy sort of a colour. So these are the little sort of sleeves. You can see how they're joined to the body there. They have it's a two-piece sleeve. That's the sleeve piece there. It's not cut on the fold, so you cut two of those and you sew each of them down here, so you've got a seam that runs essentially from your shoulder seam where you join the front and the back. You join the sleeve here, but there's a seam here and there's a seam here, so I hope that makes sense. It has a centre back seam running all the way down, centre back seam above the knee, I think I said that, and I just really love the shape and the silhouette and the drape. I just love everything about it. So probably there's pictures going in somewhere for you to have a look at. And yeah, I was super happy with this. I did read some reviews where people had said that it comes up large. As I said, I think Seamwork patterns they do make up quite large, you know, much like the big four patterns make up large. And so I saw a lot of people saying they went down many sizes, and I also saw people saying that the neck was quite high. I also saw that people had said the sleeve is quite tight, and I mean, you can see that it is obviously, you've got that cocoon shape, and to balance off that drapey big cocoon shape, they've got just little skinny sleeves just so that you're not absolutely swamped in the dress. So I saw that people said that this part here was quite tight on them. So I don't have particularly large arms. I do have, I've explained ad nauseum, I do have a lot of loose skin here. Look, you can see that. I can't believe I'm showing that to you. At least you can't see it in the flesh, so to speak. Got a lot of loose skin there, but my arm is not particularly large, if you have large upper arms, you definitely need to make this area larger. What I did is I cut a size 14 for the sleeve area, for this area here. I cut a 14 here to make it a little bit wider, and then I just sort of graded it out there. And I cut a size 12, I think. Yep, a size 12 for the rest of the body. So just here for the sleeve, 14, and the body 12. Obviously, sorry, I bent down again, sorry. Obviously, I cut a size 14 across here as well. And I made the whole sleeve a size 14. So to give you more of an idea on the sizing, my bust is about 109 centimetres, which is about 42 inches. And so, and my waist is 95-ish, 93, 95-ish, something like that. Waist. Probably about 37.5 inches or something like that. And my hips are about 111-ish, which is, you know, probably 42 inches. So that size puts me, those measurements put me in a size 14, the Seamwork size 14, and which gives a finished bust measurement of 140 centimetres. Remember, my bust is 109, and a finished bust of 55 inches, where my bust is more like sort of 42. So there's a lot of ease there. The hips, my hips are 111, and the finished hip measurement is 142. In inches, that's about 42 inches. Sorry, I think I've got a bit confusing between my centimetres and inches, but basically there is a bucket load of ease. More ease than I wanted, and a lot of people did say they went down many sizes. I didn't want to do that because I think, you know, the designer has designed this to be an oversized fit. If you wanted a sheath dress, you know, get the Tessa sheath dress from Love Notions or something like that. You know, get an appropriate dress. If you want something that's slim fitting to the body with not a lot of wearing ease, then find an appropriate pattern. This is meant to be oversized and voluminous. So I did go down a size, but I only went down one size. So I went down to a size 12. Perfect. Like I say, the arms were 14 around here. The whole arm is a 14, and around here is a 14, and it worked fine. I'm happy with it. I have to say, when I'm wearing it, I can feel the seam there. It's not like it's tight, restricting circulation or anything. It's not too tight, but I can feel it. I made the neckline a bit wider and scoopier because other people had said it was too high for them. And I think it turned out perfectly. I'm so happy with the neckline. The length I liked. It was straight out of the, actually no, it wasn't straight out of the packet. What it was, I actually cut the hem to the length of a size 2 when I made a size 12, but I cut it to the length of a size 2 because I didn't want it too long. I've said before, probably that just above my knees is one of the skinniest parts of me, so I like to try and show that off if I can. It makes me look skinnier all over, so I think. So I cut it to the size 2, so I did shorten it. I'm short, you know, I usually have to shorten patterns. So what did I do? To recap, I cut a size 12, I cut a size 14 on the sleeve and where the sleeve joins the dress, here, size 14. I shortened it, I made the neckline a bit wider and scoopier, and I am extremely happy with the finished result. I love it. I made it in a viscose jersey that I got from Spotlight here in New Zealand, and it feels gorgeous. I love it. So that was my first version, and I did love it so much that I made a second version, which is this one I'm wearing here now. And this fabric I got from Drapers here in New Zealand. This is a 94% viscose, 6% lycra, 80% stretch, made in Bulgaria. That's exotic. There's 4 different colorways on this fabric. As soon as it came up on their website, I snapped it up. I love the colors in this. To be fair, I love the colors. The fact that it's got people and bridges on it, I'm a bit sort of meh about, but it's the colors that I absolutely adore so much, and I snapped it up and I love, love, love it. I love this version. I love both versions. This one I probably won't wear so much because it is so in your face. So the changes I made to this one was I left the neck exactly as it was. Very happy with that. I extended this part of the sleeve even more. So that's not a lot. Is that I think it's 1 centimetre. I extended that by and then braided that back out to the 12. Did that on the sleeve as well. So yeah, I just made that part just a little bit bigger, and that is more comfortable. Like I say, the other one, it's not too tight. It's not like it's constricting me, but I can feel the seam when I'm wearing it. This one is just a lot more comfortable, and I love it so much. And I also shortened it even more, as you will see in the pictures. It is well above my knee now, and I just think, well, I'll know more when I actually look back at the picture footage of me. I will know more, but I feel like it just makes my legs look a bit slimmer. It doesn't make them look any less white and pasty, I have to say, but you know, that's just the way it is. And in this version I also eliminated the back seam because there's such a big pattern on here. I didn't want to disturb that, and so I did the back seam on the first version because I thought it might make a bit of a difference. It might have some shaping in it, but it doesn't have any shaping in it, and it's just a straight back seam. I don't really know why it's there. Perhaps it's there to help you save fabric, but so in this version I eliminated the back seam. I just took that seam off. I folded the pattern piece down that edge, and so just eliminated it, and this does not have a back seam. So I'm going to revisit a lot of my seamwork patterns. When my sister started sewing, I recommended seamwork to her. Go have a look at seamwork. I think a lot of people do when they first start sewing or get back into sewing. Seamwork is a bit of a go-to, and then you sort of seem to drift away from it. I feel that's my experience personally, and I think that's what I see out there in the world as well, but I don't know why. I think I just got disappointed because I got those 2 dresses that I loved. I got the sizing so wrong, which was partly me, and I do believe it's partly seamwork. Sorry seamwork, but I do believe your patterns make up large. But again, like I say, that's fine. I mean, we deal with that with Big 4. A lot of people will only make Big 4 patterns, and so they deal with it. They adjust accordingly, and that's what sewing is all about. So I can do it. I can adjust. That's no dramas. So I've got a bazillion seamwork patterns, which I would like to revisit, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a series as such of seamwork patterns, but I'm just going to revisit them here and there and talk to you about my experience. And yeah, we'll see where I get to. I definitely want to make the Georgia dress again. We're coming up for summer, so that would be great. I'd like to make the Joss pants. I haven't made those before. This I adore. I probably don't need to make another one just at the moment, but in the future I will. So anyway, that is my experience with making the Tacara dress with seamwork. I hope you found it interesting. I always look for people talking about patterns on YouTube before I go ahead and make them, or on Instagram. And I can't always find a lot on Seamwork patterns, so you know, maybe this is helpful. So yeah, that is me for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching to the very end, if that's what you have done, and I hope you've given me a like and subscribed and all that stuff. But like I said, the main thing is that you watch my video, so thank you very much. I hope you're getting lots of sewing done. I hope you're well, I hope you're happy, and I look forward to seeing you again on my next video very, very soon. Bye for now.